My name is Nicholas Lorden. I'm here with Elisa Knopfel-Plumley, the founder of Ballywho. Welcome, Elisa.
Hi, thank you.
Is it Elisa or Alyssa?
Elisa.
Elisa, cool.
Yes.
So, like I said, she's the founder of Ballywho, and Ballywho is a social media company here in Tampa Bay, fairly established. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, we're a social media management company, and so what we do is help businesses and brands utilize social media the best way they can. You know, what we find is that a lot of people understand what Twitter is, they understand what Facebook is, they've heard of it, but they don't understand how to integrate it with their brand or their marketing strategy. So we sit down with businesses from a marketing and advertising perspective and really help them navigate the social media world. And we do that through content, through putting it out to platforms that make sense for their brand, and in a very strategic way, different than an IT company would manage social media for you.
Cool. In a little write-up I got before this, you had said in it, you guys focus on great content and then put it out to people interested in what you have to say. So how do you determine and manage people's interest level, or do you do that?
We do. You know, the great thing about social media is that you get immediate feedback, good or bad. And what we find is that a lot of businesses will push out content they think is important, but it's not interactive. And the beauty of social media is it's talking to a sphere of influence of people interested in your brand, but communicating with them and getting their feedback. And so what we find is we measure interaction, we measure how much people share content. So if we have good content, the more people that share it, we know we've hit the nail on the head. The challenge with businesses is translating that from content to return on investment. How do I make this extend my brand? How do I get people to come in my store? How do I get them to visit my website? So those are the things that we talk about when we consider first people that are interested in you. You have to give them interesting information, and it's not always what you want to talk about.
Who wants to talk about?
Sometimes brands and businesses find that they want to talk about a specific sale or promotion that's not really resonating with their consumers. Oh. So from a marketing perspective, what we try and encourage them to do is to use social media to test out promotions and brands, to engage consumers, and to get them to create a two-way conversation so they can be more successful and more profitable and more lucrative.
Okay. So while we're talking about measuring things, the big question, have you guys been able to establish any sort of metrics to be able to determine return on investment for customers?
Every client is different, and every client is using social media or the web or they're advertising in a different way. So what we think is really important is you first have to establish what do you want to happen when you get in social media or with any marketing for that matter. What's your return? Do you want traffic to your website? Do you want people to come in your store? Do you want people just to know what's going on? So it really depends on the objective of the business first, but we measure metrics based on the type of business. So if you have an event, if we have promoted it well, then what you typically find is that more people are talking about it, it creates a buzz and chatter, and the event's successful. Mm-hmm. Same thing for a brand. So it really depends on the individual brand, and I think that a lot of businesses need to be very careful about using another business's metrics for what they want to happen, because every business is unique. So we really try and drill down with that. There are metrics like number of fans, number of fan interactions, hits to your website, but if it's not really translating into a bottom line return on investment, and every business owner knows what that is, then it's just a metric. It's not really doing anything. So we really try and dig deeper than the typical measurement that businesses have, because number of fans is great, but it's not the be-all, end-all in determining social media success.
Right. Yeah, I'm fans of a lot of things that I think I was just supporting the person who asked me to be the fan.
Absolutely.
Right.
You didn't want to offend them and say, no, I don't want to be a fan of your taco stand or,
right.
Your dog or cat or fish.
I do like tacos.
Or your Ballywho
For the
fish.
record, I love tacos. So I guess the last question would be, how do we find you out in the world, and how would someone get in touch with you? Well,
our website is Ballywho Interactive, and that's with a WHO. I'm on Twitter, Elisa N, and of course the company Ballywho Media is on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook as well. We are working with some interesting companies. We're based in Tampa, but we are a nationwide company, hoping soon to be international, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Cool.
So look for us online and you can find us.
Cool. Thanks for coming out, Elisa.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and thanks to our sponsors, TBT, Tampa Digital Studios, Barefoot Wines and Bubbly, and Gasper's Grotto.